Ladies, gentlemen, and microwaves, welcome back to another video. And as you can see by the title, yes, I have indeed watched all of Volume 2. And I cannot lie, it was actually a really good season. I wasn't too disappointed. But obviously, it's not a video from me if there isn't some critique on it, okay? Now, let's talk about that. So first of all, only 3 episodes, which I'm kind of disappointed about. I thought there was going to be 4. But obviously the last one is going to be a big movie, if I'm not wrong, which is coming out in approximately 5 days American time, 4 days in Swedish. Now, I watched all of it, okay? It took me, what, 4 hours in total? Yeah, because I had to take some breaks here and there, but it was overall a good season. I liked it. My favorite episode is episode 6. Also, if you haven't watched Stranger Things Volume 2, Season 5, then I recommend you click off this video and come back to it when you've watched it, because there's going to be spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers, then get the fuck out of here. Anyways, my favorite episode was definitely episode 6, Escape from Camazotz, I think it's called, yeah. And I just loved the scene. I just loved that hospital scene, okay? It looked crazy, okay? I just loved how those military guys got fucking eaten up by Demogorgons. It looked so... I sound crazy for that. I sound like a cannibal, bro. Wait, I low-key sound crazy for that. Anyways, it was a really good episode. Obviously Max came back, but I also have some critique on that specific episode, okay? Let's talk about how Max and I don't remember the girls, I think it was Holly or something. They stood there in front of the portals for 15 straight ass minutes and were talking. And 5 of those 15 minutes were probably like Max trying to figure out where Holly is supposed to go. And she created her own portal in some way. I actually don't know how that worked. Anyways, I skipped through a part of it because the last 15 minutes of episode 5, Max was just talking straight shit in front of the portal. Just like last time, when Lucas opened up the portal to go back to the real world, she just stood there in her thoughts, bro. Like, just jump in the fuck ass portal and we're done. Just jump in the portal, bro, and we're done, okay? We're done. My English is kind of geeky right now. My bad, guys. Anyways, just jump in the portal, bro. We're done. We're done. Luckily, she did come back because she made it in time. But if Lucas had just turned off that radio a few seconds before, she would have been cooked. And we all know that. She would have been cooked. Because, what's her name again? Robin, yeah. She told Lucas to turn that shit off. And he didn't, luckily, because he needed her out, okay? And that shit, it was just crazy. She should have just jumped in instantly, not just sit there and talk. I mean, for 5 minutes it would have been fair because Holly didn't have any way to go. And let's just talk about that. Either way, she got captured, so it doesn't matter. But you get the point. She could have probably jumped in the same portal now that I think about it, but probably not. I don't know. Episode 5 was probably my second favorite, and then the last episode was my least favorite. I'll get to why the last episode was my least favorite. But episode 5 was so goated because it was like a new start, you know? And I think that was the same episode that Will got into Vecna's mind and saved Max from being choked out by Vecna's special source of meat, if you call it that, yeah. But yeah, that was a really cool episode because Will can actually, like, his powers are completely confirmed. That wasn't just like a one-time thing. He can actually get into people's minds, and he can actually like get in the minds of Vecna. Though he got kind of cooked there after because Vecna kicked him out of the mind and he got into a coma for like a day or two, and then became another vessel again, which I hope he escapes. I think he has escaped it. I actually don't know, but either way, he woke up at least. So yeah, everyone united together, and yeah. Now look, episode 7, it wasn't horrible, okay, but it could have been better. I feel like they were stalling so much that episode. I mean, obviously, I did say in my last video that before season 5, volume 2 dropped, I said that I love the build up, but that build up was ass. The build up to the last fight is ass, okay? That shit was ass. I'm sorry. I told myself I was never gonna swear and shit again, but I did it again. You see, I have a bad habit of swearing. Anyways, that thing was bad. It was bad. And their build up was just sit in a room and talk. I mean, I liked the strategy and all those plans and everything. That looked fun while they were talking about it. And also, let's talk about that big wormhole thing, which is really cool, by the way. I think they realized that in episode 6. That was really cool, by the way, because now we know that there's like 2 worlds connecting And that's like that gets me thinking of like physics and science and all of that type of stuff, but I don't believe in that type of stuff. But in this specific movie, my bad, not movie, series, it looked crazy, okay? They had some crazy theories. It looked funny, okay? It looked fun. So that's why it kind of it reminds me of Interstellar in a way. Anyways, and I think the last like 10 to 20 minutes, I think, yeah, around that time they came up with a plan and they started like executing it, basically trying to find signal and then getting through the military into the upside down, and then they caught Dr. K on the way. And wait, that rhymed. Loki, I should be a rapper. Anyways, yeah, and they just went in and stuff. But before that, Will brought everyone into a single room to talk about something. And I don't know if you guys can guess what it was, but I'm just saying it was a waste of like 15 minutes of the movie. Okay? It was important, sure, to lore and stuff, but I just didn't feel like it was important to like taking 15 minutes off of that. Like, sure, whatever. He said he was gay, okay? And that part, I really don't care. I just want to keep moving. It was part of the story though, because he was supposed to like awaken or something after he confessed the truth or something, just like Robin did with the truth serum in season 4, I think, season 3, season 4, something like that. I'm just saying that it could have gone way better than it did. We did not have to sit there and stall for 15 minutes for him to say that he was gay. I mean, 5, 7 minutes, sure, whatever. I don't care about that. But 15 minutes, that's double, bro. We need that time to other stuff, okay? The fact that I think it was episode 7 as well, yeah. Holly started hitting people and stuff. Yeah, by the way, she got caught. I think I said that before. Before jumping into her own, well, she did jump into her own portal, but she got cooked into some Dimension X thing. I don't really know what that is. Where basically where Vecna is was captured. Yeah, she got chased like at least 3 miles or something. Like it was crazy. She was just flying in the sky, and then she got close to Nancy, Dustin, Jonathan, and Steve, and she got pulled back up again for some reason, which I think Vecna didn't want them to see him. But anyways, that doesn't matter. Well, it kind of does because then this next part is crazy. She woke up in the house that Henry brought her back to, which was crazy, cool, whatever. And he has basically brainwashed every single kid in that house. So there are like 10 kids trying to convince Holly that Henry is a good person and he's not trying to take over the world or something. Because apparently Henry told the kids that Max was lying and that basically all of it was just a lie. He was cooked, whatever. But obviously that isn't the case. Henry's trying to kill everyone. Vecna is trying to kill everyone and make a new world for himself or something like that. But yeah, and then I think Holly picked up a radio or something. I stopped the I stopped the episode there. Like I paused it, and my brother goes like, "Yo, guess what's gonna happen here?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, she's gonna turn on some music or something, and she's gonna find a way to escape." Or I don't know what I said actually. That sounds stupid, but I said she's gonna turn on some music, and then I stopped for myself. I was like, "No, wait. She's probably gonna hit everyone with the radio." And I press play, and the first thing she does is take the radio. She just like takes it and she just hits it in what's the girl's name again? Her best friend, Mary. Yeah, just straight in the face, bro. That shit must have hurt. Okay, and then she hit some random kid, and he fell in against the closet or something, and then she fell down the stairs because someone pushed her. And then Mary somehow came up with no bruises and just started like dragging her hair or something. It was crazy. My English is tweaking right now. I actually can't speak. Anyways, and she just got cooked from there. And then we cut there, and Hopper and all those people are going into Upside Down from the military, and then we come back like the last 30 seconds, and they're just sitting at a table all together, and I think it's time for Henry to like corrupt everyone or something. And you just see Holly with like 50 bruises on her face. She's gone through some shit, obviously. And then everyone's eyes goes up and they become zombies or something. I don't know what happens. But yeah, that looked pretty crazy to me. Why is there a rock in my room, bro? How the fuck did I just find a rock? What the fuck? But yeah, that's the end of that. And hopefully we get a good episode, a good last episode. Like, don't bring me back to those D&D gameplays, please. Also, don't spend 15 minutes on standing right outside of a portal again, because that was the worst 15 minutes of my life. I actually had to skip a few parts because their speaking and their talking was just completely unnecessary for me to hear. But yeah, if anyone actually sees this, comment down below what you think about the new season. And if you don't like it, then I kind of agree with you because it's been kind of ass here and there, but it's been also kind of good. My favorite episode so far out of all of season 5 is episode 6. That has to be the best one. Alright, I gotta go. Peace.